Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December 2021 meeting of the Committee of Adjustment for the Town of Tecumseh. We only have one item to hear this evening, so we'll get into it pretty quickly here. Just let the attendance reflect that Lori has begged off tonight. She has another meeting she has to be at. Call the meeting to order. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Nobody owns a condo in St. Clair Beach. Good. We have minutes, Donna, from our last meeting?
No, sir.
I'm sorry?
No, we don't have minutes from the last meeting.
Thank you. And we have one application this evening. It's one that we heard a little over a year ago, started to hear anyway, and it's come back. We postponed it so that the proponent could talk to Conservation Authority about getting their ducks in a row, and apparently that's happened, so it's back this evening for us on 166 Cove Drive. Donna, you go ahead.
Application for minor variance A1820 166 Cove Drive, second mail out after deferral. The purpose of the application is to request relief from the following subsections of zoning bylaw 2065. Subsection 5.3, which establishes that no building or structure be erected closer to an open water course than 25 feet plus the depth of the water course to a maximum of 50 feet. Subsection 6.1.3 EI, which establishes a minimum front yard depth of 50 feet, and subsection 6.1.3 III, which establishes a minimum interior side yard width of 10 feet. The applicants are proposing renovations to the existing dwelling to include a garage addition, main floor additions, and a second-story addition above a rear yard patio, resulting in a front yard depth of 4.86 meters, 15.9 feet, a northerly side yard width of 1.6 meters, 5.25 feet, a southerly side yard width of 2.64 meters, 8.6 feet, and a setback of 9.92 meters, 32.5 feet from the open water course in accordance with the attached sketch. The property is designated residential in the Tecumseh official plan and zoned residential type 1 zone R1-1 in zoning bylaw 2065. This application was deferred by the Committee of Adjustment at its December 4th, 2020 meeting at the request of IRCA. IRCA has requested that the deferral of the application in order for the applicants to address natural hazard and shoreline work issues. These issues have now been resolved to the satisfaction of IRCA. Agency and administration comments. So engineering confirmed that there is a 6 meter, 20-foot wide municipal easement that exists on the east side of the Cove Drive right-of-way, and that the corner of the proposed garage addition extends approximately 1.2 meters, 4 feet into this easement. This easement was created for the purpose of installing the municipal sanitary sewer servicing the homes on Cove Drive. The alignment of the sewer does not match the easement to the extent that in front of the subject property, the majority of the sanitary sewer is outside of the easement, and the easement is therefore not serving any purpose. Accordingly, administration has no issue with respect to the easement being removed and or relocated to reflect the actual location of the sanitary sewer. This removal and or relocation should be made a condition of the variance if granted and should be done at the applicant's expense. Essex Region Conservation Authority. The lands are subject to the development interface with wetlands and alterations to shorelines and watercourse regulations. The applicants have a permit number 701-21 has been submitted for the proposed development and is currently under review. In addition, the property is in a low-lying nature of the roadway and the municipality must confirm that emergency access is available in the event of a 100-year flood event. In addition, the site plan submitted with the minor variance application was the old site plan, and it was not supported by IRCA. Therefore, it was recommended that the application be deferred by the committee. The application be amended to reflect recent changes to the site plan in accordance with the permit number 701-21. It should be noted that subsequent to receipt of IRCA's comment, the applicant provided an updated site plan which depicts the updated setback from the water course. The following table depicts the comparison of the extent of the relief between the circulated site plan and IRCA approved site plan. The chart is referred to in the planning report. Given that the revised site plan has been supported by IRCA and the changes from the previous site plan are minor in nature and represent an improvement in terms of the extent of the variance necessary, town administration recommends to the committee that it can consider the revised proposal without further notification. The public comments, Condominium Board of Pilots Cove, ECC 21, 27, and 40, which abut the subject property to the south and west, and maintain the property accessing Pilots Cove Marina. Correspondence dated January 8th, 2021 is on file for the committee's consideration.
Must be the record that for the longest recital at the beginning of an application. So at this point, Mr. Kavanaugh, I usually ask the proponent if they have anything they would like to add that might not be clear for the committee.
Unless there's some questions, I think you've done a pretty good job of summarizing everything we were trying to do. It's a series of small additions, sort of changing the geometry of a pretty unique design that was originally what the house was, and we're trying to bring it up to some more current standards and increase some garage depths and things like that that are pretty unworkable in the current arrangement as it sits right now. So that's pretty much the extent of it.
Looks like there'll be less corners to dust. That's good.
Less odd triangular shapes.
Yeah. Okay. Committee have any questions on this? Tom?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair. What changed from the setback from last time? Did they increase the setback? I know they put the new seawall there. From IRCA's standpoint, what had to happen for their approval?
Chad, you or me?
Yeah, Chad, if you could put that chart up, I think maybe that would help.
Actually, we did increase. Oh, go ahead, Chad. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just to let you know very quickly, this is the most recent site plan, and this is what IRCA has approved. And Jerry can speak more to that process, but the setback has gone from roughly 9 meters to 10 meters from the Pike Creek, and it's increased by a meter from about 2 meters to 3 meters from the boat well, from the boat dock as well. So the building is back a meter farther from the original application.
And that was primarily IRCA's concern?
Their primary concern was that one dimension on that angled, I don't know if you can move over that, Chad, but that one angled dimension, the 3.3 meter dimension. We increased that about a meter from what we had before. We were closer to the, initially closer to the boat dock area than what we are in this version. So we just pulled the back of the addition back a bit.
Okay. And then the blue area at the back, the covered porch. So is there a balcony above that?
There's an addition above that and it's open underneath.
So no enclosure, no plans for an enclosure.
It'll be screened. It'll certainly be screened.
And currently, what occupies that area?
It's an existing patio that's just surrounded by cedars and shrubs and that sort of thing. There's a patio structure there on grade. We're somewhat mimicking that, but what we've basically done is to increase the square footage of the second floor. We've built out over that space.
So no more, I guess, obstruction for the neighbors, if that is an issue anymore. I'm not sure that the complainants list is really current anymore.
I think, Chad, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not subject to the sightline stuff like you are when you're on Lake St. Clair, right?
Correct, Mr. Chair. There's no sightline provision.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Tony.
Through Mr. Chair, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but just question for administration. Parking requirements, even though the addition is in front, parking requirements will be met for on-site parking?
Through Mr. Chair, yes, they will. Yeah.
Okay, that's it, Tony. I only had one, and Chad was, can you describe in more detail the easement on the front and where the sewer is?
I will share the screen again. I'll show you the easement. Can you just confirm that you can see the aerial photo?
Yep. Yes, we can.
Okay, so the red line is the sanitary sewer. And the purpose of this easement was to allow for access for maintenance to that sanitary sewer in the future. And as you can see, it's necessary to the north where it gets rather close to the dwellings. But on the subject property, it just cuts the corner of the property. And the easement itself looks like this. So you see, this is the easement here, and it follows the right of way of the road. And the sanitary sewer is almost entirely accessible from the right of way. There's just a small portion of the northwest corner of the lot that will still require an easement for the municipality to go and do work in that location. So that's why we're recommending that if the committee decides to grant the variance tonight, that it does so conditional to the applicant's paying for this easement to be relocated to accurately reflect the location of the existing sanitary sewer.
Yeah, so usually the easements have where the actual physical thing is located, and then it has the area which has to be protected to go and work on that piece. So can you sort of indicate where the easement might look, what it might look like?
Certainly. If you follow my cursor,
yep.
It can look, I mean, this can be done in a number of ways, but it could simply go from this point here and just parallel the existing sanitary sewer.
Right, and just follow the lot line, right?
Yeah. I think it'll end up being a triangular, but I'm going to leave that to the engineers.
Yeah.
We are confident though that it can be relocated well outside of the proposed addition.
Okay. No, I'm just for the committee and for the proponent. It's a huge improvement from what they're faced with right now, so that's good. Okay. Any other questions from the committee? Seeing none. Somebody want to put up their hand? Thomas?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair. The application, I don't have the number here. Application for minor variance A18-20, 166 Cove Drive. I think what the applicant is trying to do makes sense. I think it fits the area. It's kind of an odd shaped lot. And I would support the application for minor variance, subject to the conditions of working out the details for the easement. And I don't think there's any other, just the standard conditions then.
Right. And as it meets the 4 tests.
Makes the 4 tests, yes.
Seconder. Paul. Any other questions? All in favor? Carried, unanimous. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
so
you,
much.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate
And
it.
thank you, Stacy, for bearing with us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everybody have a good evening. Enjoy the holidays.
Thank
Do
you.
our best.
Thank you.
We're
Thanks.
going to do our best. Okay, so I think that's it, right? Any, Chad, you have an announcement for people?
Yeah, I have an announcement, and I know Donna wants to relay some information to the committee as well. Just very quickly, unfortunately, our holiday gathering won't be able to take place tonight due to the new COVID protocols handed down by the health unit on Friday. So we got some clarification on that today, and there are no work-related holiday gatherings permitted. And so we'll try and do that again as soon as we're out of this most recent lockdown.
But this isn't work. This is fun, Chad.
I know it is, yeah, but it's also work.
Okay. Donna?
I just wanted to remind everybody that you're going to be getting your emails for your renewal to the Ontario Association of Committee of Adjustment. And as the practice is normally in January, I send an email and let you know when you can register for that for budget purposes. So I just want you to refrain from registering before 2022. And we'll send an email out to let you know when you can register for that.
Perfect. Anybody else got any new business? Seeing none. Just before we adjourn, I'd like to wish everyone a best of the season. Hope you avoid the big COVID stigma. That'd be good. You can stay away from that. And after adjournment, hang around for a couple of minutes. So motion to adjourn. Daniel and Tony, all in favor? Okay, thank you.